Hi everybody, this is Captain Garden, and welcome back to another episode of My Opinions of. This is the series where I talk about my own opinions on certain things, and today's episode is about Pokemon GO. These are as always my opinion of the app, so if you have another opinion on this matter, by all means type it in the comments below. But let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about is my own experiences of Pokemon GO. Pokemon GO came just in about the right time of my life. I've always been a big fan of Pokemon. It's probably one of the first series of games I actually got to experience. I can't recall talking that much about it, but I know for the fact that I played the hell out of it on my Game Boy Advance SP, my DS, and a bit on an emulator. But then I turned 13. We were starting in 8th grade in a secondary school, along with other schools in close vicinity. And you have to believe me on this one. People who were completely fine from 7th grade had become generally big pricks when in 8th grade. And that was either at the first or second day at school after summer vacation. It kind of became a dark year of my life, to be honest. I just became a big loner after that, and since playing Pokemon apparently was such a childish thing to do, quite a few people made fun of me. I gradually stepped away from the series. I still bought the games, but I didn't have as much as fun, so I was sad. But when Norris came out, I didn't bother to buy it, at first at least. This was well into the time that a few people understood that being pricks to people wasn't the best thing to be. But after what happened in 8th grade, I didn't really care anymore for the series. But then Pokemon GO was announced, but I still didn't care. Going up looking for Pokemon, it just sounded like a stupid idea at first. But as the release date got closer, some people got, well, excited to say the least. The general prick classmates and the former pricks was excited. Well, kind of at least. And I thought that it was some late April Fool's joke. Some of the pricks / former pricks had limited experience with Pokemon. So I wonder why they got it. Like they wanted to get into it. I didn't ask. But as the time went on, I kind of became excited too. When the game was released, at least in the US. So that was a thing. And since I didn't want to be spoiled, I just actually stayed away from anything Pokemon related. Then the game finally hit. It was bad. Just listen. The game was bad at launch. And by that I mean the servers. They were real crowded. After a while, the problem stabilized, but the damage was done to quite a few casuals. At least to my awareness. Many abandoned Pokemon GO because of the servers, and this was within the first week or two. To Niantic, the creator of Pokemon GO's defense, no one could actually see this coming. It quickly became the most downloaded app of all time. And that was really confusing. But since many of those people left, I could have some time on Pokemon GO without logging every 5 seconds. This is where the fun begins actually. Since my home is in a very quiet area, and since there's 2 Pokestops close to each other, many people sat on some benches throughout the night. We actually had tons of fun. And when we had to go to different places for different Pokemon, just remember that this was the age of maps. We ever ran or cycled so that we could get the Pokemon. And yeah, we had to go quite a distance. We also did in the daytime. It was one of the best, if not the best, summer vacation I had experienced. There was also a contest in a nearby town where you could catch the most, catch the most Pokemon. It even became a headline in the news. Thanks to this, Pokemon wasn't just lame. It wasn't a lame kid thing anymore. Even I bought Pokemon Omega Ruby and later on Pokemon Moon because of this. Eventually, it was kind of like a dark time of Pokemon GO too. By that I mean that even more people start playing it. I even did it for a while. I'm barely on the app nowadays, to be honest. And it's a shame too. But it's kinda Niantic's fault by making maps like Pokevision useless, because At least it gets people going outside to get the Pokemon. Like, because let's be honest, what's the most exciting? Going around hoping a good Pokemon will spawn? Just going from point A to point B. To me, it's the latter. But enough of that. Let's just talk about how Pokemon GO works. Like, the gameplay, as one could say. In Pokemon GO, you make a character, either male or female, like how the main game does it, with the customization features from Gen 6 and 7. If you walk in the real world, you walk in the game, you can go to Pokemon spawns in order to catch them. You just hold your finger to the Pokeball, and then you let go. And then you just hope you can catch the Pokemon. You can also use different kinds of berries in order to make it less erratic, easier to catch, or drop more candy. And you can also acquire candy and Stardust after catching a Pokemon. You can use those to power up your Pokemon, which is measured by CP, and those are different to the normal levels. Or you can have an evolve your Pokemon. You also have evolutionary items, but those are only the trade evolution items for Gen 2, which is the generation we've gone to since the launch of the game. Generation 1's evolutionary items, which are the evolutionary stones, are absent, unless you count the Sunstone, which is a Gen 2 evolutionary stone. You also have eggs, which you can put in an incubator, and then you walk a certain distance in order to hatch it. And you can also get another variety, which is not infinite use. Like you have the one with which is the infinite use. You got the ones you can use 3 times. And that is quite a lot of things. But how do you get them? You can visit Pokestops, which are places where you can collect these items. You spin it and you drop the items. You can also use Pokecoins to buy Pokeballs and other kinds of items which you can't acquire through Pokestops, like instances, lure modules, or lucky eggs. But how do you acquire Pokecoins? Microtransactions! Or if you don't want to take some lazy route, or if you're broke, never fear, because you can acquire coins in-game without microtransactions. You know how Pokestops work? There's another landmark-based action you can take, and that revolves around gyms. Gyms are not like the ones in the main games. That can be said for sure. Something that you must do before approaching the gym is you need to reach level 5. After that, you can join one of the 3 teams. These teams are Team Valor, Team Instinct, and Team Mystic. I personally am on Team Valor, which is the red one. There are no differences except text boxes when appraising your Pokemon, which is a way to determine a Pokemon's individual value, or IV for short. When you have chosen a team, you can enter a gym with your team, or battle against another team to get a place in the gym. If you are on the same team as the gym, you can battle the people in the gym in order to level it up, but with only 1 Pokemon each. But if you are on the opposite team, you can do the same thing with 6 Pokemon on your team, plus you can, when you defeat a Pokemon, you level it down. Every 21 hours, if you have a Pokemon in a gym, you get 10 coins, plus some Stardust for each gym you're currently inhabiting. To get the spoils, you press the upper right corner in the shop screen. The battling, which you do in the gyms, is way different. In the main series, it's all been turn-based. Sorry. But in Pokemon GO, it's tapping to do a normal move, which fills up a bar, and then you can use a special move by holding your finger on the screen. And by swiping, you dodge an incoming attack. There are only attacking moves in the game, with special moves having different lengths in bars. There are no status moves or supporting moves, so strategy is very limited. You still have Pokemon types, so some strategy is still kept. However, I feel like something's missing from the game, and that's TMs, technical machines. You always have 2 moves on 1 Pokemon, and the only way to get a new move is by evolving your Pokemon, assuming your Pokemon can evolve in the first place. And even if you can evolve, it doesn't mean that you get a good move. You might have something like Dragon Balls, but you want Hyper Beam. But what you receive is Twister. And then you need a new Pokemon like that, and you need to try again. If TMs could drop from Pokestops, then the game could have a little more depth in the battle department. I think I covered most of the except better mechanics, which is a way to get specific candy without hatching eggs or catching Pokemon. Just assign a Pokemon as a buddy, and then after a certain distance of walking, depends on the Pokemon, you get a piece of candy. But you know what, since we got into opinions when we were talking about the TMs, how about we talk about my thoughts on the game and like on improvements for like future patches and such. In my opinion, the game is good. It has before, and hopefully will, encourage many people to go outside. The game has some flaws which hopefully gets fixed. For instance, the maps were a good thing for many players, including me. It's not the game's fault, but if Niantic could have had a map service with some limitations, then things could be a little bit better. One improvement that they have done, and a number left. The sightings list. That is something that needs to be improved. I live in a town with not that many Pokestops, like 5 in total, and only 2 of them are close to each other. So unless they want to add more, I do hope that they somehow make it possible to switch between the sightings list and the nearby list, since it makes it easier to know if a Pokemon you want is close to you. It's like the game says, like, fuck off and get those 5 shuckles up at a old church. And that's not a joke. But if they don't want to implement option 2, how about implementing option 1 by adding back the submissions? Some people may not remember this, but when the app launched, there was an option to submit locations that could be used as Pokestops or gyms. It has been taken away, presumably due to people overusing it. But if they brought it back, then things could be a little bit easier for players in the areas with few Pokestops. And since there's fewer players than at launch, and the problem of overuse by some players, which presumably were before, will be dampened. In this situation, the positives outweigh the negatives, at least the way that I see it. I've already talked about me wanting TMs to drop in Pokestops, so I won't talk about it much further here. But there's something else I want to drop from Pokestops. The apricorns. If you play Gen 2, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. There are fruit trees in Gen 2 where you could get apricorns. They were in different colors, and if you brought some to Kirk in Azalea Town, they could make special Pokeballs just for you. If apricorns were a drop item after a specific level, they could have new kinds of Pokeballs. There are many kinds of Pokeballs that could be used there, both apricorn based and not, such as Dusk Balls, Fast Balls, Quick Balls, and Heavy Balls. And both apricorn based and not. I said that already. But this could take advantage of the mechanics already in the game. Kirk could be holed up at a gym, or maybe even a new kind of landmark. And it could make you different kinds of Pokeballs. In Gen 2 you had to wait about 24 hours in order to get the balls for the apricorns. We already have a time mechanic, and that has to do with the gyms. I've already talked about it, but after every 21st hour you can get the spoils from the gym. Implementing a similar mechanic for the apricorns would be something it wouldn't be something completely new, I assume, but I'm not a programmer, so what do I know? But there's one thing I hope it gets put into the app, and that's legendaries. I don't remember why they haven't come out yet. Like I don't know. I remember something about like Starbucks and Niantic. So the legendaries could be involved somehow there, but I hope not. Legendaries are either stronger, more versatile than other Pokemon, but they aren't exactly game breakers either. So you know what, it wouldn't be that bad to add them in. But that's everything except later generations, since that's probably going to be a thing. So I just hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, be sure to leave a like or maybe even subscribe. Do whatever suits you. Now I need to go is find an unknown. Are they even out yet? I'm too lazy to type it into Chrome. So, I'll probably never know. But yeah, see ya.